Hello everyone and welcome back, or hello everyone and welcome. So I am going to introduce the self-published fantasy blog off round 8, but for those of you who are new to my channel because of the SPFBO, I will just introduce myself. My name is Becky, I am from the UK and I have a cat trying to climb onto the bookcases. I'm a big fan of science fiction and fantasy, as can be seen by the books around me. I've read and enjoyed all of these, yes. I have featured self-published work since pretty much the opening days of my channel. I love finding something really random that not a lot of people seem to have found and reviewing it for you. So the self-published fantasy blog off is a competition run by Mark Lawrence. Mark Lawrence, who does Prince of Thorns, Book of the Ancestor. All his books are now out of frame because the bookshelves are expanding. It's open to self-published fantasy authors. So we opened up the competition in mid-May, which was last weekend, until we have 300 books. That happened in 9 hours, just under 9 hours this year, which was very, very fast. So those 300 books are divided between 10 judges, or 10 teams of judges. I'm a solo judge again this year. I tried to get the cats to agree to some books, but they keep telling me they can't read, so looks like I'm doing all 30 myself again. So we have 5 months to go through those 30 books. We do not have to read all of those books. We are treating this as a slush pile. And at the end of the 5 months, we will have 10 finalists, one from each judge. So out of those 30 books last year, I reviewed quite a good chunk of them, and I'm planning on doing that again this year. Because even though we don't have to read all of them, it is hoped that we will read all of some of them. And yeah, there's a lot of good fantasy work out there, so it all needs reviewing. So at the end of those 5 months, we have our 10 finalists, and then we have 6 months to read the other 9. And at the end of it, they will have all been rated by every judge or group of judges, and there will be one winner. So 300 books, down to 10 finalists, and one winner. It is very much the bloodbath that it sounds like it is. So my fellow judges this year are just going to have to forgive me for reading off because I've got a lot to get through. Fantasy Faction, Fantasy Book Critic, Lynn's Book and the Critiquing Chemist, Book Nest, The Weatherwax Report, The Fantasy Inn, Before We Go Blog, Queen's Book Asylum and Bookborn. So it's another great group of judges. We've got a lot of work to do. So, what books do I have this year? Excalibur Nights by David Agan, Blind the Eyes by K.A. Wiggins, Whispers of Ruin by J.D.L. Rosell, The Wake of Manadar by T.R. Peers, The Game of War by Glenn Dahlgren, Gold Dust by Catherine Weaver, Lightblade by Zamil Akhtar, The Crux of Eternity by Lame Trumpeter, Our Dead Gods by J.T. Williams, The Apprentice in the Master's Shadow by Ian Gregoire, The Locket Magician's Prophecy by Rachel L. Tilley, Harbinger of Freedom by Freddie Clark, Beneath the Shadow Dark by Melissa Polk, The King and Kishar by Timothy S. Curry, India Bones and the Ship of the Dead by Seth Sykes, King Arthur vs. Robin Hood by Sargay Ravenwood, Gingerbread Children by Carol Carman, Emperor's Fate by A.J. Walker, A Gathering of Chaos, A Day of Darkness by Susanna Roundtree, Fate's Long Shadow by Marcela CARBO, The Chaos Storm Expedition by Ashton Glaskill, Bystanders by Philip Morell, A Crack in the Rock by Ambra Gabriel, Champions Rising by S.F. Claymore, The Djinn and the Two Kingdoms by Peter Blaisdell, Tethered Spirits by T.A. Hernandez, The Wolf in Winter by Barbara Lennox, The Serpent Lord by Ren Murphy, and Onslaught of Madness by Jessie Teller. So there's also a cover competition. I've put forward 3 covers which really caught my eye, and this year my criteria was if I went into Waterstones and it was on one of the tables where they're laid out flat, which 3 covers would make me pick up the book to see what it was about. And I have gone for Tethered Spirits by T.A. Hernandez, and this cover is by the author. I have also chosen Blind the Eyes, and this cover is by Regina Wamba. And finally Lightblade, and this cover is by Miblart.com. So We have a lot ahead of us and a lot of reading, and I am so excited. Is there anything out of my batch of books that you have read that you have really enjoyed, or you think I should really prioritise and get to sooner? So thank you for watching, and I shall see you all soon.